Hello and welcome to High Vibe Astrology. This is Jennifer. In this video, I'll be discussing the Libra Full Moon, and I sort of ran out of time, so there will be a brief introduction, and then I will also provide the frequencies at the end, and you will see the pictures of the planets involved in those harmonic blends. But rather than providing affirmations this time, I decided to let you tune in to the frequencies and see what Spirit reveals to you, keeping in mind that we always want to maintain a high vibration with the highest outcome. And this theme is going to be about the middle way, finding the middle path, as talked about in the Tao, and also what Pythagoras taught his followers through the wisdom of numbers and the golden ratio. The golden mean is to math what the middle path is to our soul and walk through life, if you will. So I hope you enjoy this video. Please let me know, and I look forward to being with you next time. As this April 6th Libra full moon reflects the energy back to the Aries sun, we're reminded that in order to find the middle path that allows us to see another's perspective represented by Libra, we have to first find solid footing within our own nature and being, and this is represented by Aries. To fully embody the Aries I am principle, while simultaneously being able to see another's point of view and allow it to be as it is, we need to find what the Tao refers to as the middle way. Pythagoras also reminded us and passed on his wisdom through the mystical expression of numbers, specifically the golden ratio known as phi, which Plato referred to as the mean between the extremes. There's actually an awful lot that we can learn from mathematics as it is applied to philosophy, and astrology is certainly a philosophy. It's a way of living. It's a way of approaching our own life and how we interact with others. So I just want to talk a little bit about rational and irrational numbers. In math, we have both rational and irrational numbers. And they don't just coexist, but they actually co-create, each with a different purpose. Rational numbers duplicate patterns. They can be expressed as a fraction, like 4 over 1 representing the number 4, or 1.75 represented by 7 over 4, 7/4. Irrational numbers are those that are expressed in decimals and that go on into infinity. The two most well-known irrational numbers are pi and phi. Phi is actually the golden ratio because while it creates infinitely, it also is a process by which every number it creates can be referred and united back to its origin, back to the original point, back to wholeness. So I think this is important to consider, because are we repeating patterns in our life and expecting different results? Or do we need to maybe come up with a new plan and come up with a process that allows us to be wholly embodied in our own I am principle, while also able to see from another's point of view? Even if we choose to hold fast to our own, can we at least allow the other perspective to exist? I'm going to share this short excerpt from my book, Planetary Signatures. To duplicate or not to duplicate? That is the question. Rational numbers provide patterns that are repeatable. It's interesting that rational is also a term we use to describe a particular thought process as being logical and reasonable. Irrational numbers, on the other hand, cannot be expressed as a fraction or quotient between two integers. They can only be expressed by decimals, whereby the numbers that follow the decimal point never cease and never duplicate. They continue on into infinity. As unique and complex as these numbers may be, they are not uncommon in nature and the cosmos. There is always at least one irrational number found in between two rational numbers. When irrational and rational numbers are combined, they produce another irrational number. From a philosophical standpoint, it would seem that rationality, expressing an identical concept or relationship, does not necessarily support creativity. On the other hand, an irrational number serves to create a new variable. So perhaps an irrational concept could also lead to a new solution. Begging the question, is it always reasonable to be rational? So what this excerpt is really getting at is that in order for us to have the whole picture, to have all of the information we need, we can't just see things from a rational, logical viewpoint. It is the irrational numbers that enable us to create something new and that create on into infinity. And this, to me, is that realm of infinite possibilities that I've been talking about so much lately. The heart as a portal of those infinite possibilities. It's the energy that Sedna, in her return to our consciousness, is reminding us that we hold as multidimensional beings, not one-dimensional, two-dimensional, or even three-dimensional human beings. We are multifaceted, multidimensional. It's in our blood, and we have the ability to access these new solutions and to get creative. We don't have to keep repeating the patterns that no longer serve us as individuals or our civilization. So how does this relate to astrology and the Libra full moon? The language of the cosmos is arithmetic. Number in space is geometry. Number in time is music. And number in space-time is astronomy. If astronomy is the language of the cosmos and all of creation, then certainly astrology can tell us a great deal about the human soul's journey through eternity, the human soul's place in the cosmos, in creation. Historically, we've been indoctrinated into a way of perceiving that repeatedly upholds the rational point of view, while undermining a process of creation that is fundamental to life, undermining the intuitive, creative imagination, and a process that is fundamental to life. In essence, we have been living a lopsided, imbalanced way of looking at the world, and now that has to change. The Libra full moon is merely an echo, a shadow, and a reminder of what is to come when the nodes shift from Taurus, Scorpio to Aries-Libra in mid-July. There is a larger story unfolding. With the Aries North Node, we will be called upon to pioneer a new pathway for humanity. The North Node is always seen through a positive lens because the North Node is our destiny and purpose. So it represents a high vibe expression of that particular sign. By contrast, the Libra South Node is looked at as stirring up the old negative tendencies that represent the lower vibe of Libra. And that would be compromising who we are to the degree that we lose our own sense of independence and purpose. Libra likes to keep things peaceful, harmonious, copacetic, so it doesn't really want to rock the boat. It likes being polite. It likes keeping everything harmonious and happy. But sometimes that is not what we need in order to create more peace. Peacekeeping, like keeping everything calm and rational, is, in this case, because it's on the South Node side, these are old patterns that are going to be swept up for us to look at and released, because in order to actually create deeper peace, that peace that passes all understanding, we have to remember that life and love are both about freedom. If we don't feel free to speak our truth and who we really are, and if we don't feel free to carve a new path for ourselves, then we're enslaved. And it really is that cut and dried. It really is that simple. Either we take steps to repeat a process that creates something new, or we are repeating patterns that carve out a groove deeper and deeper right where our feet currently are. It's like that groove in the LP that I referred to, I don't know, so many videos, a couple of videos back. I don't even remember now which one it was. But if we don't create and we stay in one place, it's like as the ocean wave comes and washes over our feet on the sand, the holes where our feet stand get deeper and deeper until we're stuck there. So it's important that we understand the balance that is necessary between rational and irrational, logic and intuition, routine and creativity. Without both of them equally represented, we will get stuck. But I have confidence that we are going to recognize what we need to do to walk the middle path, yet see both sides of this axis, of the polarity, so that we can make the best choices for ourselves. And in holding that vibration, we are granting that freedom to other people to do the same. And in that respect, we are contributing positive motion to the world right around us. Sun, full moon, and Venus for the Libra full moon. Sun, full moon, and Jupiter for the conjunction and opposition. Sun, full moon, and Chiron for the conjunction and opposition. Moon and Uranus for the quincunx. Mercury, Mars, and Saturn for the sextile and trine. Venus, Neptune, and Sedna for the sextile. Pluto, Venus, and Mars for Pluto's square to the nodes.